cannot print for you minutes of a meeting which is ongoing. Maybe for guidance.
That there is nobody to appear here. Okay, whatever form she appeared, members can gain benefit of what she brought. Even those being accused by the other person. They get
Honorable Ssewungu, speak for yourself.
I'm not speaking, but
don't speak
for
for the
myself.
witnesses. And by the way, I got a testimony from more than 4 members claiming that they are receiving concerning calls to come and disorganize this meeting. And if they volunteer, but at least we kept
that can't be Mr. Chairman. That can't be me.
I don't want to assume.
That can't be Mr. Joseph Gonzaga.
So for those who came and reported, we are going to insist that the meeting and the witnesses and evidence of the committee is protected. You are permitted to come to the clerk as we view and cross-check.
The clerk has
any
come
request.
to me.
But in terms of the submissions that were given, the clerk has not yet been permitted to share what is transcribed here. Let's move to another member. Yes, Honorable Hakim.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mine goes direct to Director Nansamba. Pauline, I have some allegation, it's not yet confirmed information, that some members in the commission goes ahead to benefit, can we be protected, Mr. Chairman? That some members, some employees within the commission goes ahead to enjoy benefits which are not entitled to them by their offices. For example, Madam Nansamba goes ahead to travel in business class, yet is not, she's not entitled to benefit traveling in a business class as per her office she's occupying right now. I wanted to confirm with her, is it the right information which I have, or is it just an allegation?
Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We are fortunate, MP from the North. To the chairperson of the commission, the generators that you procured seem to be industrial generators. The extra work that you were doing and the power that you needed in processing it, did you really require an industrial generator? 2, persons of the commission are of high integrity. When it became an issue, Honorable Kaheru, Chairperson Kaheru, Commissioner Kaheru was honorable enough to bring the generator. You being a person of high integrity, why can't you return the generator to the commission and you maintain your integrity? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just for me, I want to be educated regarding Nansamba. I see probably she was accelerated in terms of promotion. Is there like a minimum amount of time somebody, according to the public standing orders for public service, isn't there like time minimum where somebody is supposed to spend in a particular position before moving to the next position, unless maybe there are exceptional circumstances, maybe you have performed so excellently that they cannot wait. So I want to understand whether that promotion was in line with the public service rules. Then another issue is on the pre-qualification of service providers, because I've seen cases where you are saying you deposit money on staff accounts, then they pay maybe hotels where you are holding the meetings with the stakeholders. Don't you have like a list of pre-qualified service providers where you already have the bank, you have done due diligence on them, you have bank accounts, and then the payments go directly to service providers? Do you need to first give somebody, then they take in cash? Or you could transfer directly from the account of the commission to service providers?
Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
I wanted to learn from the procurement officer. Are you familiar with the generator story? And it again speaks to the leadership. If like there is a lot of money languishing around, big buy this, big is equally again the resignation inspired by a lot of what you want to leave behind, the sort of chaos we're seeing. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. One is that following the communication with interface with the former secretary, she indicated that the allowances to commissioners 1.5 and the 5 million had not been budgeted for. And we want to hear from the officers. Now also too is that the additional 10.4 billion was made for some activities, including the tribunal sitting and conferences. But from the previous interaction interface, some commissioners indicated that they had not had such tribunals and what. So I want to again clear that. Then when it comes to more information from the secretary, former secretary, she told us that the entity has been in the hands of 3 officers. The planner had become an administrator, is one of them, who is the one called Mr. Mukasa. Then the Madam Nasamba, and I think chairperson, that the commission was sitting on your heads. We want to get clarification from you. Then finally, for us, when you are here, when you are there to fight for people against inflicting on their rights, but you yourselves within the entity, you inflict on others' rights, what should the public expect from you? Thank you, Sir Chair.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda is the supreme law. Article 55 of the Constitution talks about expenses of the Commission, and in particular reference, Clause 2, Chair, with your permission, if I can read it for our own benefit. It says the chairperson and other members of the commission shall be paid such salaries and allowances as Parliament may prescribe. Chair, we've had a revelation that the commission sat and tried to increase some allowances and emoluments. Chair, I don't know whether the commission was aware of this particular article, and in particular reference to clause 2 of this same article 55 of the Constitution. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Sarah, anything burning?
Yes, Honorable Chair. Just in addition to Honorable Nachi's concern, I would like the accounting officer to clarify who is really responsible for the payments of any services or any activities that take place at the Uganda Human Rights Commission. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Lastly, Honorable Nangola.
Lastly, Mr. Chairman, thank you. Mr. Chairman, in the introduction, I didn't hear about the internal auditor. Madam Chairperson and the accounting officer, do you have an internal auditor? Did you do your job? You have internal audit reports? Did you raise these issues in your internal audit reports that members are asking? Because this one should have come in your internal audit reports. Madam Auditor, can you be on the mic? Thank you. Because all the things must have been captured in your internal audit reports.
Let me start this way. Auditor, be on the record.
Then you could get this microphone. Let's earn this out. Did you audit? Did you capture these revelations? Yeah. Is it on? Or maybe?
Come and use this.
No, it is on. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Internal audit does the work based on internal audit approved work plan. With the internal issues that were going on in the commission, some were captured and some were resolved through engagement with the accounting officer. When I engaged with her, she told me she's handling. That's when she consulted PSST and Attorney General, and the guidance were given, and it was since stopped.
So you confirm that you received the guidance, and how come the chairperson claims not to have got copy of the guidance?
It was the guidance. The document is there. The guidance from Attorney General, and
So it was saying what?
the payments that were irregular.
Which payments?
The responsibilities that were given to Mukasa,
Yes.
authorizing some payments.
From your audit, Mukasa authorized how much?
I don't have it in my head.
Yes, maybe that.
Yes, please.
But you have it in your records. Wait, you have it in your records, your internal audit findings.
Chair, the commission sat, and those are the people charged with governance and policies. So they passed giving some roles of accounting officer to these officers. So when I discussed with the accounting officer, she told me she's handling, she's approaching PSST for guidance. And then I could not go further, waited for the guidance, and it came, and things were put right, Chair.
But by the time the guidance came, already some roles of the accounting officer were being executed by other officers.
They were executed. For example, what Mukasa was used to do was to approve, to sign on relief forms of the managers and officers below. I don't have a record of where he signed the procurement of anything, or as PP Form 5 to authorize the procurements. But he was approving relief forms, appraisals, and work plans. That's what I have in the record. But the guidance were given, and it stopped.
Okay, before I turn to the accounting officer, Mr. Mukasa.
Mr. Chairman, just one.
Let me first capture Mukasa. Charles Mukasa.
Yes, Honorable.
You were given and assigned roles of the accounting officer in existence of another substantive accounting officer. Did you advise your bosses, or you were not aware?
Honorable Chair, advise them on what? Kindly let me know.
You used to sit in commission meetings?
For the period I was assigned additional responsibilities.
And what were those additional responsibilities?
Honorable Chair, I received a letter from the former Secretary, Accounting Officer, Vote 106, Uganda Human Rights Commission, dated 8th September, under reference 17000, and she communicated to me 13 additional responsibilities assigned to me in areas of administration, human resource, financial, and coordination of affairs over the Commission.
What are the financial ones?
Chair, there were two areas on financials, that is, cause to be processed on time, funding requests for activity implementation of up to 200 million Uganda shillings and then cause to be processed procurement request of up to Uganda shillings 200 million shillings. But Honorable Chair and Honorable members, the accounting officer, my boss, when I met her regarding these assignments, she said, Charles, these two roles, these two additional responsibilities, please don't touch. And Honorable Chair, I did not touch. So I did not at any one moment execute these two responsibilities of causing to process on time funding requests for activity implemented. In fact, anything related to financials, Honorable Chair, I did not execute. But the rest, Honorable Chair, I'm glad to report that I executed with the diligence and honesty, Honorable Chair.
Madam Auditor, you said the second person was who? Who was given the roles of accounting officer? What was the name?
Chair, it was particularly Charles Mukasa who was given those roles of the accounting officer.
And the second one was?
Nansamba Pauline, she was given some roles on legal advice.
Charles Mukasa, could you avail the committee that document?
Much obliged, Honorable Chair.
Ms. Nansamba, in terms of accounting.
Honorable Chair.
Yes. Yes, a technical team, someone pick a document from
This
Mukasa.
was 8th September 2025.
Yes.
And on 14th April, I received a letter that revoked those additional assignments, Honorable Chair.
Okay.
So I am no longer there, Honorable Chair.
Maybe to pause there. Madam Chairperson, Miss Ejang stated that to write those instructions, you coerced her. And she brought some messages to prove that you put her under pressure. Is it true or not?
It is not true.
CID, I hope you have retrieved the messages. To get a microphone. Clerk received these. Yes, you can access that microphone. How far with the retrieval of the messages?
Chair, we retrieved those messages and it is in safe custody in the office.
Okay.
But if given time, I can avail you to the committee.
Okay. Yes, accounting officer. Before you, Ms. Nansamba, did you execute the roles of accounting officer?
Thank you, Chair. By the instruments mentioned by Mr. Mukasa, I was given additional responsibilities on the 8th of September 2025 in relation to legal and compliance that required that, among others, I support the Secretary in recording of minutes of the Commission meetings. I executed that assignment to the best of my ability until on the 14th of April 2026, I received revocation of those instructions.
Did you get any verbal communication from the former accounting officer being concerned over that delegation?
No, sir, I did not.
Did not. Okay, let's turn to the accounting officer. You have had the several members' concerns and also the issue of delegation of roles and payment of this additional payment. Has it come to your knowledge that this additional payment was made, or you still make it?
Honorable Chair, as you are aware, the period under review, I was not responsible, but I'm aware, and I associate with what they have said. Those roles had been assigned to Mr. Mukasa and Ms. Nansamba, and they executed them like they have said until April, when I assumed office That's when those roles were taken away from them.
Okay. And then to the other members' questions.
There is a honorable member who asked who is responsible for payments. The answer is the accounting officer.
Since when?
The 17th of April this year.
And the other questions?
Question was on the 10.4 billion supplementary. In our last appearance, the commission planner submitted the document, the work plan detailing how the 10.4 billion was utilized. But broadly, Honorable Chair, it included 2 billion for salary enhancements. It included money for ICT equipment. It included money. It included the money for core activities of the commission. That is complaints management, research, education and documentation, monitoring and inspections. In fact, before the supplementary, those core mandates were oscillating between 100 and 300 million. For instance, monitoring and inspections was receiving 150 million before the supplementary, but after the supplementary, the figure shot to right now about 800 million. And for research, education and documentation, it had 100 million. Right now, the budget for research, education and documentation is in the region of 900 million. And complaints management received the exponential increment. It is now from about 300 million, is now 1.1 billion. In this financial year alone, the complaints management, the tribunal money is 600 million.
Maybe
150
just to take you back
per quarter.
To take you back to 2024-2025, the former accounting officer alluded to the fact that this money was partly for tribunal sittings.
Honorable Chair,
That
come again.
Part of this 10 billion was to cater for tribunals. Is it yes or no?
Honorable Chair, I do not have at my fingertips transactions of 2004-2025. I do not have them.
So we take the submissions of the accounting officer. Where is the human resource? There was a question to do with how staff on promotion, internal social return. Yes. Update us on how you recruited, because Nansamba is a beneficiary. She cannot account for her recruitment and the promotion. It is you to account.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Nansamba was headhunted by the chairperson of the commission, having come in as a personal assistant to the chairperson. And she joined the commission on 1st October 2021 in the position of Senior Human Rights Officer, personal assistant to the chairperson.
So, what have you said? Could you avail us the employment record, the employment, the chronology in the documents? Avail the committee. You have them?
Yes, Chairperson.
For Ms. Nansamba.
Yes, Chair.
Technical team, Uganda assist us to submit those. Ms. Nansamba, just to clear you off, in terms of your promotion, we shall get from the human resource. Ms. Nansamba, there was another serious allegation made by Ms. Ruse that you close deserving human rights cases without following the proper Uganda Human Rights Commission manual or process, and that it is done by you and the chairperson that there are several deserving cases you have closed on your own and in your capacity. Maybe be on the record to assist us and understand what you have done, what you haven't done in respect to cases and their closure.
Thank you, Chair. I'm on record in an earlier session of this committee stating that I do not have the powers or authority to close cases. That authority lies with the Commission. I am guided by the Commission and I communicate the position of the Commission in accordance with my role as registrar to the tribunal.
How many cases have you closed since you took up that role with the guidance of the Commission, since they are here?
Chair, in the year 2025, which is when I took on the docket of director,
Yes.
136 files were heard at tribunal. 35 of those were awarded. 101 were dismissed. And 411, in addition to those, 411 were closed in 2025 and 428 were closed in 2026. And I am able to submit this record.
Okay. So, technical, grand pick. And you said you were guided by the Commission. Was that your submission?
Yes, Chair.
Commissioners, beyond record, you closed 136 files, 101 cases dismissed, 411 files closed, one by one. Did you approve of this?
The 400 and, is it 412? The one of 2026.
We are 2025.
Those ones of 2025, yes. But the ones that were closed in 2026, we had not sat. Those closures don't have a commission minute.
How many cases?
I'm not sure about the number, but those ones were closed. Was it in April?
Ms. Nansamba, when did you close these cases?
The ones that were closed this year. I also want to add something, Chair.
Okay.
That this said Ms. Nansamba. I also want to be clarified on this issue by the human resource manager, and also Nansamba to confirm that actually right now she holds 4 positions. One person, she's the Director, Legal Complaints and Investigations Director. She's the Acting Director, Monitoring and Inspection.
Are you capturing, clerk, this information? Yes.
She's also the Chairperson, Uganda Human Rights Contracts Committee. She's also the Chairperson, Uganda Human Rights Fleet Management Committee. All those are held by her.
Who appoints?
Some of these two should have passed through the commission meeting and they didn't. And she still holds those positions as we speak.
So she's holding these positions without your approval as a commission. Yes, the commissioner. We're on cases. The next commissioner.
Can I say something about the closure?
Yeah, you are going to be the last. Let them. It's finished so that you respond to them at all. Yes, Honorable. Okay, Commissioner Simeo.
Yeah, Honorable Chair, about the cases we are talking about, those are cases of 2026. The letters which were sent to the complainants. Procedurally, cases are closed within the tribunal session. When we read to the complainants, our findings. We started the tribunal in December 2025. To be on record, these cases, the one we are talking about, there was a point of concern of recently, I think like either in April, we had a meeting with all our regional offices. We are at the Dasbarina Hotel in Busega there. They were so concerned about the letters which Director Nansamba sent to them, and the complainants refused to receive these letters. It was even was even something on WhatsApp when somebody was complaining. I say, you people, how do you close a case without my knowledge? We have cases where, for example, last adjournment, say in September, say we are coming back maybe in February, please bring your witnesses. But this person ends up receiving a letter closing what? Closing the case. Yeah, this was a serious concern. It was a serious concern even to our field officers. I think that's what I can say.
Yes, the other commissioner, I want to capture, because she's alleging you are the one who approve. You need to confirm.
Approving the how many?
411 closed in 411 closed in 2025, 136 files had and then 101 dismissed. Then the revelation you are hearing from your fellow commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, we have 2 tribunals, and each tribunal we sit 4 people, chaired by the chair. In 2021, in 2025, how many were there? Oh. The sittings of the tribunal that we had in 2025, Mr. Chairman, I think for my tribunal there were around 6 or 7. Shouldn't have closed all the 400. So I don't know where they were closed from.
So you were surprised about the figure?
Yeah, so, and we can't sit in a tribunal and dismiss 400 cases. No.
Yes, the other commissioner, you have anything?
If you add the matters we've had, they cannot even total up to 200. I think, Mr. Chairman, the simple calculation is this. How many cases did we consider in 2025?
How many?
Yes. And then, how many were awarded and how many were dismissed? When you add up, you see whether they total up to the total dismissal or closure. So I doubt whether the total amount of cases we looked at were even that number.
They are fabricating. Yes, the other commissioner?
They are fabricating.
Thank you, Chairperson. Up to the year 2025, when the tribunal sits, we do consider all matters before us, and what we come out with at each tribunal is either the complaints are upheld and probably at the same time compensation awarded, or it is dismissed in the decisions, or it is adjourned for further hearing. So those cases, I don't have the numbers, but for all those cases which we had up to 2025, the records should be there. The ones which were closed, which were dismissed, it was done at the tribunal sittings.
Commissioner Kahero.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission presides over the tribunal function, and in that regard, many times she, in fact, takes the lead in authoring things like the decisions. She shares and we go through and we agree if we agree, and we share our comments if we don't. And Chair, I want to, in fact, we are lucky that the chairperson is also here, and I would want this to really fall in her remit, because my thinking is that the chairperson may have appropriately provided the guidance on what files need to be closed within her function. But let me also say this, that
The administrative closure of files, especially those that may not meet a certain prescribed threshold before they get to the tribunal level, should be an administrative function which is subject to the Commission's established procedures. And I want to imagine that could have been done in that space, but we can take the benefit from the chair. Thank you. Maybe before let's get from the chairperson. There is another commissioner?
With your permission, Chair, Honorable Smeo says he wants to add on, or proceed?
Maybe before Smeo, he had a question.
It was me, but he wanted to add on, then I...
Yeah, Honorable Chair, I have a copy of one of the letters. Because we have to set the record very, very clear. With your permission, I can read this letter.
From who?
No, written, signed by Madame Pauline Nansamba. One of the letters closing one of the case files before the tribunal.
So you will have
because the copy is here. What I want to...
the committee copy?
Yes, I will.
Okay, read.
Okay, thank you, sir. The letter is dated 4th March 2026. Kindly note that one. We'll start the tribunal in December 2025. But the pictures to be very clear. When somebody comes up that the commission closed the what?
Okay.
The file.
Okay, read.
So this letter dated the 4th March 2026 is addressed to Mr. Kirere Godfrey of Bumbiri Village, Kikio Parish, Ngamba Sub-County, Bondibujo District. Reference complaint number FPT, that is for Potro, Stoko 0046, Stoko 2017. Chirere God Geoffrey and Anthony Geno. Reference is made to the above complaint you lodged with the commission. You allege that on 3rd October 2017. Okay, I can jump the details, but the most important point is here. Accordingly, the commission has decided to close the file, having determined that the evidence demonstrated the police officer acted in self-defense. That's the most important point, Honorable Chairperson, that at no one time we have ever sat as a commission, in this case as a tribunal,
Ms. Nansamba,
to close this specific file.
Ms. Nansamba, using that as a case study, what tribunal were you quoting to close that case? Is that your letter?
Thank you, Chair. I believe that Commissioner Kaheru has
just refer to this letter. Is that your letter? And two,
that is a letter of the Uganda Human Rights Commission signed by the Director, Complaints, Investigations and Legal Services on behalf of the Commission.
And they are saying there was no commission meeting to determine that. Where were you getting that authority?
Chair, I request that the Honorable Chairperson who chairs the tribunals responds to that question. My role is to communicate the decision.
So are you saying you got communication from the chairperson to close that file? Is that your position?
Chair, I have answered the question. I have nothing more to say.
Answer. Where did you get, the chair called you, direct you? How did you get information from the chair?
The commission has provided guidelines that guide what cases can
Don't
be.
give us two answers. You said it was a direction from the chair, which has, did you receive it in writing?
Yes.
By call?
It is in writing.
Do you have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Can you avail the committee copy? Technical? Can you get...
Maybe.
Let's first get this on record. So, Madam Chairperson,
Yeah, I was...
you are still...
Yes, because there is the, I wanted to.
Let the chair come in for this. Then you.
It's the same.
On the same.
Because it should be the last.
Bring that copy. Okay. What are you saying?
Thank you, Chair. What I'm saying, I would like to disagree with some of my colleagues who are saying the chairperson has the authority to close any file. Not at all. And there are two cases where we can close files in the tribunal, where we are with the chairperson and 3 other members. Or when a matter has come up and is found not suitable without grounds for proceeding. But now these ones which they are talking about are already files where people have been summoned with witnesses to come. And some are 10 years during insurgency time, during some confusion around violation of human rights. So when they say the commission has ever, we had never. We only close at the tribunal level. Now these ones are done by Honorable Nansamba, Director Nansamba, maybe with the backing of some other people, but not the commission. So that's what I wanted to make clear.
Ms. Nansamba, the document you are giving us, it does not specifically say it is coming from the chairperson. It is actually addressed to the chairperson. You relied on which provision of it? Because it is addressed to the chair.
Yes? You asked me if there is anything in writing, and that is, yes, that's the question I was asked.
Because I don't, there's a case.
Clarify, Mr. Chairman.
There's a case study of a case allegedly closed by you. The commissioners are saying they did not allow of such as a commission. You said you got instruction from the chairperson, and you said it was in writing. This one is a letter dated 15th September 2023.
Yes, that provides the guidelines.
It is to the chairperson, not from the chairperson.
It references a meeting that provided those
So you are
guidelines.
saying you used this letter to take a discretion and dismiss the case. Is that your position?
Chair, I requested that the chairperson responds to that. I've given my submission on that.
You are the one submitting this document.
Yes, and I've explained to you what the document is.
Beyond your explanation, you are saying you relied on this and accordingly dismiss the case.
I did not dismiss. I communicated the position of the commission.
Chair.
A position that already exists.
Okay.
I pray this lady, if it pleases, ask that question again to her. It gets her letter, mentions it on record. We know what she's giving us in the letter, and then it's not on record. What has she given us?
She was referring to the instruction
because
she
your
received
question was direct.
A case is of 2026. She's giving us a document of 20. Return it to her to pronounce herself on the document.
On the letter, and then you know what you want.
Because I thought it is a directive from the chairperson, but pronounce yourself on your document. Read it on record. From the dates.
This is an internal memo dated 25th September 2023, written to the chairperson of Uganda Human Rights Commission, signed by the then Director, Complaints, Investigations and Legal Services, providing an update on a meeting with all staff involved in the complaints management meeting. It refers to a meeting including regional human rights officers investigations, human rights officers legal, process servers, and staff of the directorate, referencing that meeting of 5th September 2023 and the guidelines that had been agreed on what cases should proceed to tribunal.
So you based on that to close the case in issue?
I based on the guidance, on this guidance.
To close the case?
To communicate closure, yes.
And you are quoting a commission, that is 2023, and this is 2026.
Yes, Chair, that is the intent of this document that I wish to go on record.
Maybe what we need to come out clearly regarding closure, because Commissioner Kahero had mentioned that, sometimes there is some administrative threshold. If you are to look at it practically, when you go to Uganda Human Rights Commission, a person narrates their ordeal while a commission staff takes the details and opens the file. This is in contrast to courts of judicature, where a person files pleadings with UHRC many times, and you'll guide if I'm wrong. It's UHRC which records the statement.
Absolutely.
So where someone waits for 2, 3, 4, 5 years awaiting the hearing, and then all they get is a letter. If it didn't meet the administrative threshold, let's say it was a civil matter, not seeking the human rights violation, you shouldn't have entertained it in the first place. You shouldn't have written and record it even in your file, because it's akin to entering a matter to where they don't have jurisdiction. So the clarification you're seeking, and as maybe Chair will clarify on it, is why would you allow a matter where, for instance, you don't meet the administrative threshold and let the person wait for years awaiting a decision, and then you tell them by letter that we don't have the jurisdiction, you don't meet the threshold? Why do you entertain it in the first place? The letter cited by Commissioner Simeo talked about evidence, and I wanted Madam Nasamba to own it up if it's possible, because the letter was saying, according to the evidence, you don't. So at what point, how do you listen to evidence before a person is heard? Do you ever hear evidence unilaterally, where you commission examines files in the absence of the parties, and then you communicate the decision? Thirdly, Madam Nasamba also take us regarding as what point she receives the communications that close these ones. So does she, who goes through the files? Who goes through the files? I hope she's listening, because we will need. Okay, I'll repeat. Yes, I want clarification on those two issues. That one, do you ever interrogate evidence in absence of the parties, where a person says, we've reviewed the evidence, you don't satisfy? How do you interrogate evidence or look at evidence in the first place of a person's file and make a decision unilaterally? Thirdly, regarding the communication of what files to close, do you receive a list? We want to know whether you received a list in writing that please close all these ones, or is the communication oral? We would like to get that evidence that I received communication, because 400 files, I don't think it was oral communication. I want to imagine it was a written communication that closed these files or communicate to these people. How did you get to the decision?
Maybe I don't want us to lose track. For us not to lose track, I think there was one closed case as a case study, which she has since owned up, and she was trying to assist us on what basis the same was closed, and she has read out her document she has relied on. It is our business to make a finding. Now that she relies on that guidance of 2023, what is only disturbing is that she had quoted that it was a directive or guidance from the chairperson. I don't want to drag the chairperson into listening, coming at this stage. Are you the one who authorized the Nansamba to close a case citing a non-existing meeting according to the commissioners?
Chairperson, a lot has been said. Let me try to respond briefly. One is that all our officers perform delegated roles of the Commission. When you look at the Bill of Rights, those functions of the Human Rights Commission, where the Constitution says the Commission shall have the following functions: inspect places of detention, to assess conditions of inmates, to investigate whether at its own initiative or upon a complaint, to do a program of research. The commissioners and the chairperson do not perform these roles personally. So all our officers, whether at head office or in the regional and field offices, perform delegated roles of the commission. When our officers go to inspect places of detention, when they receive a complaint, when they commence investigations, for example, when they are writing, maybe let me give the example of maybe in Bali Hospital. This is how this letter goes. The commission received this complaint on this day, where the complainant alleges torture, whatever. This is to request you. The commission is requesting you to examine this complainant and furnish us with a report. That is how those letters read. The commission received, the commission is requesting you to examine. So, this use of the word commission does not mean that whenever our investigator in Soroti writes such a letter to a hospital, there has to be a minute of the commission meeting. But because they perform delegated roles of the commission, they involve the commission in their communication. So, even our lawyers, like when they are communicating any decision of the commission, with or without, if we are to have minutes of commission meetings for every letter which goes out, whether by an investigator or somebody going to visit a police station, we would not have the time to sit every day to come up with those minutes. So these are delegated roles of the commission. And before I go to some of the reasons why these cases are dismissed, let me appreciate the question posed by the deputy chair of the committee, that why admit a matter in the first place, knowing that it does not meet the criteria of the commission, and then 5 years down the road, decide to communicate that you can no longer go ahead with. This is, I really appreciate this question. It is a challenge we have. We inherited cases which were, in my humble legal opinion, admitted in error. Some of them date as far back as even 10 years, but they were admitted in error, and we cannot go ahead with them. Take, for example, a case which is res judicata. Maybe in the course of scheduling this matter for hearing, or after commencement of the hearing, the Attorney General, let me say Attorney General because almost all these cases are against the state, brings evidence which is irrefutable that this matter was adjudicated upon. Let me give the example of Luwero, because that one I even have a record. This court sitting in Luwero on this day had this matter and decided, and this person was actually compensated. And so at the moment you realize it is res judicata, you don't convene a commission meeting to get a minute before you close that matter. We agreed, and maybe in the future I will bring to this committee copies of our decisions, which were even signed by members of the commission when we were dismissing cases, or even proceedings, where we decided that we must have a criteria on which cases meet the threshold for a hearing. We have agreed, and this one is in so many decisions. I can submit copies to this committee. We agreed that where upon commencement of hearing a case, we discovered that the complainant has relied on forged medical reports, that hearing must terminate. One is we don't want to aid and abet fraud, and we owe a duty to both parties to be impartial. We cannot allow a hearing to continue on a case which is premised on forged evidence. The same tribunal agreed that we cannot continue with a case which is time barred. Let me give the example of Guru, Again, we have the record on that. By the time we took over the hearing, the complainant's case had been closed. It was for defense. And as we were preparing to hear this matter, I discovered that the case was admitted I think it was time barred by over 2 years. So, given that we are a resource-starved institution, you can't convene either a commission meeting or a tribunal to determine that you cannot hear this matter. It's time barred. As I go through the files, if I discover that this matter was brought against the wrong party, in this case, most of these cases are against the Attorney General. If you read the statement of the complainant and discover that he was beaten by a mob and that the police came in to rescue this person, and unfortunately he died in the hands of the police, and the case of violation of the right to life has been brought against the Attorney General, why wait to go through a full hearing?
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just need to understand from the chairperson. You mean you review files alone and make a decision alone, or you call a commission to come and sit with you?
And actually, the point in issue is that, for example, we have a case study of a closed case. And Ms. Nansamba alludes to a guidance from the chairperson and probably the commission. The commission is saying no. We don't have such a position. Are you supporting Nansamba in closing cases and specifically in relation to a case cited, for example?
Mr. Chairman, among the documents we should submit to you is a copy of our complaints handling manual. This manual was adopted.
And by the way, equally the commissioners are complaining that she has so many titles. Who gave her all those positions?
Other clarification, Mr. Chair.
Let her first answer that. Who gave her all that role? You're going to come in. You're going to come in. Yes? Is she being accused of these positions illegally, or you appointed her?
Mr. Chairman, I request that maybe we be systematic. I will break. I don't know which question to answer.
Because